Of course, time travel is true, and Nikola Tesla knows everything, and Trump knows everything, and now that I know everything, oh man, it's so good to know everything. Anyway, how about we speak a bit about President Trump and his son, Baron Trump, and all the relationship with time travel, and with Russia, and with Hyperborea, and with Tartaria, and with everything, and of course, time travel. Anyway, I'm just going to show these pictures of Baron Trump when he was younger, his son, and as you know, some years ago, I think it was 2017, in the Library of Congress, which is a huge website with lots of books and lots of information, would be impossible to cover everything in one lifetime. This book came to surface, very interesting, in the same year when 17 started operating anonymously. And it was this book by author Ingersoll Lockwood at the end of the 1800s, 1890s, Baron Trump's Marvelous Underground Journey, about this Baron Trump, who, well, this is the author, Ingersoll Lockwood, and there's a series of adventures of Baron Trump, different books. This is the last book, 19000, or The Last President. And the story is about Baron Trump. So this is his son, the son of President Trump, but this is the appearance of Baron Trump as per the books of the author who wrote it in the 1890s, 1900. And Baron Trump went underground, and found portals that had to do with electromagnetic portals for time travel. And he time traveled, well, you know what that means. And just so you understand why people freaked out, and some understand and some don't, because it's too much for them. Baron Trump when he was young, when he was a child, and Baron Trump in the books. Do you understand? Now, you might say, oh, this is just a coincidence. Well, yeah. The thing is, when you have lots of coincidences in sequence, that's not a coincidence anymore. Now, according to the books of adventures of Baron Trump was guided, had a mentor. The name of the mentor was Don. Don is short for Donald. What's the name of the president? Donald J. Trump. And the portals to the world within a world were situated somewhere in northern Russia. The north of Russia. How about we speak about Tartaria? How about we speak about Hyperborea? Because the north of Russia was connected to Hyperborea. And do you understand now what President Trump is and what Putin is? Do you understand 17? And 17 has made things very clear regarding America and Russia and their allies. And do you understand the importance of Melania Trump in the sense of Russia? Of course you do, because you've seen the videos of the First World War, and you know the family where Melania Trump comes from. Of course you do. Now, there are certain things I cannot say specifically directly on YouTube because I have experience right now. But what I can say is that in the books of the adventures of Baron Trump, the address of Don, the mentor of Baron Trump, is disclosed. And the address that appears in the book of Don is the same address where the Trump Tower is in New York. Identical. Exactly on the spot. And you might say, oh, it's just a coincidence. And in the late 1800s and early 1900s, it was just a coincidence. Well, if these books are just a coincidence, and that's because people who are afraid of acknowledging that time travel is a reality, and only for some people. And let's speak about also the thing about Pence, because in the book, Don appointed Mr. Pence as one of the members of the cabinet. And of course, in the first Trump administration, the vice president was Pence, even though the position was different, but the name Pence. Now, don't tell me that it's just a coincidence. Anyway, let's speak about the relationship with Nikola Tesla, because Nikola Tesla was brilliant, but he did not invent anything. He had access to information, which he patented. Nikola Tesla, brilliant mind with electromagnetic forces, and as we all know, he was not able to Now we understand that this is not magic, it's actually electromagnetism, and the empire of Tartaria, which is, I think they are the descendants of Hyperborea. Everything was free information, free electricity, and free ether back in the day. It was not possible for him to allow us to be a happy humanity, because the big people in power that came after the reset, that had the oil and coal production and made millions, they were not interested in humanity having free energy. That's a different story though. But anyway, I'm not sure if this is the picture of Nikola Tesla when he was old. That's what they portray him as, being old and having died in room 3327 of the New Yorker hotel alone. But after he died, the US government took his documents. The alien property custodian, alien has nothing to do with aliens from space. Alien means, because Nikola Tesla was a foreigner. And the US government, because there was not enough brilliant people, wanted to know an opinion about the papers of Nikola Tesla, and if any of the information in those papers would be good or bad for the government of the United States. So they gave the papers to this wonderful man, and you see in the picture, and this man is the uncle of President Trump, John Trump. Literally, he is the uncle, and President Trump respected his uncle a lot. Brilliant mind, John Trump. He was an electrical engineer from MIT, and the US government gave Nikola Tesla's papers to this brilliant guy. And John Trump said, no, there's nothing... There is nothing in the papers of Nikola Tesla. This is John Trump being old. There's nothing in the papers of Nikola Tesla that benefit the US government or that might suppose a threat to US government. So the US government at that time believed John Trump, and the papers remained with John Trump. Do you understand now? Is this like too much for you to... Are you going to say, oh, it's just a coincidence that the papers of Nikola Tesla fell in the hands of President Trump's uncle, and then we have these books all of a sudden that appear in 2017. Until 2017, nobody spoke about these books. And 2017 is the same year when 17 had all the messages. Do you understand what I'm referring to when I'm saying 17? I'm specifying a specific thing there. Don't you understand that there's like a very specific reason why everything has started appearing in 2017, and all of a sudden we know the relationship between Nikola Tesla and President Trump's uncle? But if this is not enough, when you see the photo, of course Melania Trump, and I know, but when you see this, isn't this somehow too much? It's not too much for me, but now I understand the importance of electromagnetic forces, ether, Tartaria, Hyperborea, Russia, and America with Trump. You know, now I understand everything, and I am so happy. And of course, if you follow President Trump on his social media, President Trump always says about his son, the prince is getting ready. The prince is getting ready. There's a reason why the last president, does not refer to anything bad. No. It refers to actually something very good. And for those of you who understand 17, now you understand time travel, now you understand Trump, now you understand Nikola Tesla, now you understand electromagnetic energy, and now you understand Baron Trump. Boy, oh boy, when Baron Trump is going to become president. So, the awesome part here is now that I understand everything, and it feels so good. I'm not sure if you understand everything. I'm trying my best to explain it in a bit of a censorship way because I'm on YouTube. But think a bit about all these sequences of coincidences, and finish the video with looking at the face of Baron Trump from the books. You know, it's actually good that the big majority of people think that time travel is just fantasy, because that way, the good people can do wonders for humanity. See you in the next video.